there's another guy that you've had your eye on, maybe even more so than Christian Yelich this year. How about Grisham? Because this is a guy who, it's not just like, oh, he made some changes to his swing. He's changed how he's looking at things at the plate.
Yeah, looking at Trent Grisham, and it started in spring training. This is a guy who has been very patient at the plate throughout his career. A guy who, coming up from the minor leagues, he was going to be a guy that people thought was going to hit over 300. But, every time I've been watching him this year, he's been less patient. He's been more aggressive at the plate. He's ready to go from pitch one. I really like what I'm seeing. We know on the defensive side how much he's going to do for them. But if you look at these, season comparisons, first pitch swinging, it's up quite a bit. His average exit velocity is a lot better. The launch angle has taken a significant spike on that.
Huge.
A guy for a guy that just took a lot of fastballs, liked to work the count, a guy who hit leadoff and felt like if I work the count, good things are going to happen. He's a guy now that he feels like, no. If I have to make these adjustments from a down year that he had last year, in the postseason, he was a different man. I mean, this is a guy in the postseason that was swinging at the first pitches. He had success with it. He said, hold on a second. In the offseason, I'm going to take that into consideration. I'm going to be prepared to go from pitch one. And so far, early in the season, I really like what I'm watching from Trent Grisham.
How hard is that, though? And I want to use the term selective aggressive, because you can be too aggressive and all you're coming up with is a bunch of swing and misses. It's empty. To be able, though, to step that up without being reckless.
That's a very good point. And I think mentally, the minute you wake up, you have to change your aggression, right? It's got to be the minute you wake up, right? And you have to believe it. As a hitter, you want to make these adjustments, but you got to believe it. You got to say, all right, I'll make these adjustments, but they're for the right reasons. It's not, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You got to be all in. I think Trent Grisham, as soon as he walks into the plate, this was a guy that he would walk into the plate, and we talk about, what he did and how this pitch clock has helped him. He loved to take his time. He liked to just kind of say hello to the umpire, kind of just feel his way into the at-bat. He would tap into the floor, and then he would be like, all right, here we go. Now we're going to go hit. He doesn't have that time anymore. Yep. He's going in there right now where he's really understanding, hey, I got this pitch clock to go to. As soon as I see the ball, I'm going. I'm not going to be waiting around. This is a moment for him, and I keep saying this. He could be that comeback player of the year because he's going to have that good of a year if he continues. Remember, this is a guy who's hitting leadoff right now. But when Tatis comes back, he'll hit ninth, and he's going to get pitched to. He's going to see strikes. He's going to see fastballs. And he's a fastball hitter. And so far, he's making that kind of go-to and that answer on fastballs. He's ready to go, and he's launching some balls.
So perfect, not only for the fact that the numbers are going up, but also because if he didn't make this change, that pitch clock could have really been a problem for him because he's not going to have the time to greet the entire neighborhood. So Trent Grisham, again, really stepping things up right now.